Vienna Tang. Sam, you've changed. Sam was there at the piano just a moment ago.
Transformed into a woman.
Transformed into the singer and pianist Vienna Tang, who's here with Alan Lynn violin, Marika Hughes cello, and Jim Baccio at drums. Our new CD is called Warm Strangers. And good morning, welcome.
Good morning.
And, thank you very much for bringing the ensemble in. Last time you were with us, it was solo piano.
That's correct, and I have acquired an extremely good-looking band, but you can't tell that on the radio. You just have to believe me on that one.
I want you to know, though, that you're also here part of a special day. It's Double Consonant Day.
Is it?
Listeners. Yeah, I think Vienna, there you are, two
Yeah,
N's.
two N's, that's true.
ZZ Packer, the double Z. Reduced Shakespeare Company. They got a double vowel in Reed, I guess. And Jasper Ford, with two F's in Ford. Pickpocket Ensemble. They've got two P's, but they're kind of separated a bit.
It's an
And the Reverend Michael Ellard with two L's.
Did you plan this on purpose?
You know, sometimes
Did you
these
sit down and
themes
say,
just fall into place.
we really ought to do a whole show?
That was why we booked you, Vienna.
Yeah,
The double N was in Vienna. No, actually, we booked her because she's a wonderful musician and composer and singer, and her new CD is called Warm Strangers. Here she is with her ensemble on West Coast Live. Lynn, Marika Hughes, and Jim Baccio. And Warm Strangers is her new CD. She also has Waking Hour and big record release bash at the Cowell Theater. Leap Day Night.
That's right.
7 o'clock.
Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
The Noe Venable will be on hand there as well.
Yes, she will
So,
be.
you were one time were a computer programmer?
I was a software engineer in Silicon Valley, as a matter of fact.
Whoa!
I have a very different job now.
Where did music and software sort of cross over? Or did they ever? Were
They didn't
parallel?
really. One sort of paid the bills while the other was getting off the ground, mostly. I figured it was a less glamorous but more practical way of waiting tables, basically.
Aha.
I figured, if I'm going to pursue a career in music, clearly I should go to college, get a computer science degree, and code software for a little while. I don't really know.
Skip that music school.
Yeah, exactly.
And so when we go to your website, we have to accept cookies. What is that about? I mean, that's not necessarily home baking. I mean, what does that do for your website and us?
Oh, well, what happened? Well, do you want the flippant explanation or the real explanation?
You can
well, the
combine
flippant
them.
explanation being that I just like cookies, and I think everybody should too. But
Okay.
but the real reason, there's a software reason that if you log in, actually you can see a lot of different things. You can sign up for the mailing list, and you can actually change the different themes, the look of the web page. You can actually choose how it looks, whether it's more plain, whether it's fancier, whether it's pink, or whether it's blue. All that sort of fancy stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we're working on some of the details.
And so then your computer sort of remembers what our computer wants.
Right, exactly.
And
And the way they do that is by exchanging oatmeal cookies.
Yeah. It's such an innocuous term. Cookies. It makes it seem so...
I always thought the little window that said "allow this cookie" was very cute. I was like,
Yeah.
sure. I'll never turn down a cookie.
Well, thank you. You're the first person who's given a serious explanation that I can actually follow and understand. So when you write music, is it hard to put your software writing life behind you? I mean, or is it?
Well, actually, a lot of the music from on this current album, Warm Strangers, was written when I was a software engineer at Cisco, and I thought maybe it would be hard to write songs when one was coding all day, but actually the sheer boredom of it leads to such procrastination techniques as, well, I clearly ought to write a song rather than working on this specification. So I wrote a lot of escapist music, and so the new album is actually...
Does that explain vaporware? I mean, in some way?
Where it's actually music rather than... But it actually led to a very fictional album in which I did a lot of storytelling and a lot of writing from fictional perspectives, just because there really wasn't a whole lot to write about in my own life. And so I thought, well, maybe I can write from the point of view of a truck driver, or from the point of view of a very small child, or from the point of view of some mythical, Greek mythological character. So a lot of it came out of really having nothing going on in my own life and having to resort to other topics.
And now is your life full enough that you...
It is quite full, and I'm actually getting a bit of writer's block because my life is so interesting that I'm like, boy, well, what do I write about? Because, it's still the sort of thing that you can't really write songs about. Like, yeah, I was on a TV show the other day. It's not really a great lyric, per se. So, they're like, well, I could write a song about West Coast Live, though, I bet.
No, I don't mind not being a great lyric either. But so how do you know when there's a lyric? Is there a balance in the line that you like? There's a rhyme, there's some sort of internal pull? Is it something intuitive? You say, that's a darn fine lyric.
I have to confess that occasionally happens. I will write down a line of mine and go, wow, that's really good.
Uh-huh.
That's awfully good. And then usually I'll run it by someone else and be like, that's all right. But it really is kind of up to chance. I feel like there's a muse that comes by. She's sort of like that friend who never calls, but then she just shows up and said, "Hey, I'm in town for a day. Let's have coffee." And so you just kind of take it whenever it comes. And for me, a good lyric has everything to do with being evocative without being literal. I like to say things without saying them. I like to kind of dance around it. Jim Baccio, the drummer, we were actually having this conversation about painting in your peripheral vision. You basically stare straight at something, which is the subject of the song, but then you paint whatever's in your peripheral vision and kind of get at it that way. Kind of like that metaphor.
Do we do that in the next song?
We kind of, actually, in this next song, we hit it a little more directly, maybe, because it's a song with a very distinctive storyline to it. And I'm told that actually the ending of the story is a little cryptic. You're not really entirely sure how it ends, but if you listen closely to the lyrics, hopefully you'll figure out what happens to this girl in this story.
And the song is called
Shasta.
And Vienna Teng and her ensemble. And her new CD is called Warm Strangers, and she's playing here today with violinist Alan Lynn, cellist Marika Hughes, and drummer Jim Bacho. And she's at the Cowell Theater for a big record release party on Leap Day night at 7 o'clock. She's at viennateng.com, and she takes off for a tour of the West Coast. You're opening for Joan Baez, is that right? In Portland for 2 or 3 nights. And she'll be back later here on West Coast Live. So, thank you. It was wonderful.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vienna Teng is performing at the Cowell Theater Leap Day night at 7 o'clock. Leap night, I guess it is. Maybe tonight's Leap Eve. And will you please welcome her back? She'll close out our show. Here's Vienna Teng, singer and pianist. Pickpocket Ensemble and Vienna Tang have CDs here as well, so pick up a couple of each. Also, ZZ Packer and Jasper Ford are signing books out there with the Booksmiths, so stop by and pick up some autographed copies and enjoy the rest of the weekend with this fun music literature. Thank you very much for coming in. We look forward to seeing you.